in these work streets. Another day, another dollar. Just thought I'd make a quick video right quick. Some signing happened right near this weekend, and obviously you see the Cowboys just played their last preseason game against the Chargers, came out on the losing end. But let's talk about it right quick and just get my thoughts. First thought is on the signing of Linval Joseph. Cowboys signed him, picked him up from Buffalo, played with Buffalo. Him and Jordan Phillips played with Buffalo last season, I believe. So we had already talked about it. I made a video about it maybe about a couple weeks ago when I did my 53-man roster, saying that most likely, and even when they picked up Phillips, my thought was, they were going to get a Linval Joseph. He had already had the time with Mike Zimmer in Minnesota, had very high caliber years, Pro Bowl years. But obviously he's 35 now, so he's not the player he used to be. But he's a big body. You're going to just need him really to hold the line of scrimmage, center and guard, create openings for your linebackers. Now you have a Linval Joseph, Eric Kendricks, and Andrew Booth. So there's quite a few people that Zimmer has brought back to the fold that has been with him, so he can have some familiarity with the defense. So, I'm happy they got a Joseph, big boy in the middle, a savvy veteran. He's kind of bounced around some teams the last few years, obviously because of the age. And I'm happy they got Phillips because that's another big guy that I've been wanting for some years now, and he can run. He gives pass rushing ability as well. So I'm happy they did that on that front. But the more I look at it, these just feel like shut-up signings. I'm not being negative about it, but it's just how I feel. I just feel like these are shut-up signings. If you go look on my channel, I made a video 4 years ago, and it was about defensive tackle free agents. And two of my top people that I wanted, actually three, was Snacks Harrison. My top one was Jordan Phillips. He was my number one free agent that I wanted for Dallas to pick up. He was affordable. Dallas could have did it. He was 27 years old. He was just coming off a 9.5 sack season, highest tackles he had all year. And I made the video, get Jordan Phillips. He could be a good anchor. Bam, get him in his young years. He can help us right now. And I also named Joseph because Joseph had been to Pro Bowls. Joseph was turning up. He was still young. That was like 4 years ago, so he was early 30s. So he's still at a high level. And this is what I say about Dallas. I said this about Jonathan Hankins years before Dallas picked him up. I said, get Jonathan Hankins when he's 28. They got him when he was 30. I said, get Jordan Phillips when he's 27. They get him at 31, 32. I said, if you don't get him, look at Linval Joseph. He could definitely help us right now. They don't get him when his high years. They get him in his low years. So that's just the issue I have with Dallas. They are day late and dollar short. They'll get those free agents that we might talk about in their 20s. They wait till they get to their 30s. They're cheaper, older, inexpensive, and then let's get them. That's just what I feel about it. Not mad that they went out and did it because they had to. Because when you looked at the defensive tackle position that they had to go get those guys. But are those guys moving the needle for the team? Is those two additions taking Cowboys to a championship level? I don't believe so. They're good additions because they're veterans and they've been there, but they're not additions where you're like, that move is taking you to a chip. That move is making a difference. No. So these are shut-up signings, in my opinion, just to keep the nation quiet. But they ain't moved the needle additions. They're just not. So, like I said, Dallas is just a day late, dollar short. They wait, sit on their hands, and they do shut-up signings. So people just shut up. So this was one of them. All right, Dallas played a game against them Chargers. I'm going to be honest with you. I watched maybe a little bit of the first quarter. I didn't even watch it. I didn't want to watch it because these were all bubble guys. And like I said, I did a 53-man roster weeks ago. And pretty much when I look at the 53-man roster from a lot of people and from my roster I did like 2 weeks ago, Damn, mine is only off like a few players. I'm pretty close on how I did it because I felt like this roster was already set. Obviously, you got the big injury with Deron Bland, 6 to 8 weeks with a stress fracture. That's huge. That hurts. But, listening to Jones, and I don't listen to him, but he's saying, hey, we good. We got the rookie Carson. We like the way he played. Cool. He's a rookie, and he's a 5th-round rookie. A lot of pressure, man. Putting a lot of pressure on that young man. Come in and do all this because you ain't got nobody else, because you had a Stephen Gilmore who's with Minnesota Vikings. You could have re-signed him to another year. I ain't hating on it, but you could have. That was a veteran you could have had. So if an injury like this with Bland happens, you still got Gilmore. Although he's a year older, he's still a wise vet, and that young rookie can learn from him. Said you throw him in the fire. You did make the trade for Andrew Booth, so that's cool. I think that will help. But he's still improving too. Let's keep it real. And then Trevin Diggs, we know what he is, all world. He's still coming back from ACL or a knee injury, and we haven't seen him on the field live. So, and I don't trust Mozzie. I don't know if this is sound a negative tip, but I don't trust Mozzie at the defensive tackle still. I really don't care what he's been saying in these interviews. I just feel like he's a player that's got to play. He's just a player that's playing, in my opinion, because he's big and strong, and I don't maybe have to go to work and do another job. This is a job that I can make money with, and I'm going to go ahead and do this. I don't know if the passion is there for it. You ain't got to love your job. I ain't saying that, but I still just don't see it from him. And I know we ain't trying to call him a bust. It's only 2 years, but he's not going to justify that first-round pick, in my opinion. Trey Lance. I don't know what to say about the guy. 5 interceptions, a couple of real bad ones. Had the rush for 90 yards on 11 carries, had the big run for the touchdown, threw a touchdown, threw for 323 yards. If you're going into the season, they're keeping him because they traded that 4th-round pick, so they ain't getting rid of him. We know how the Cowboys operate. They ain't going to never say we made a mistake, so they're going to keep him on the roster because they don't want to ever look like they make a mistake. They're so goofy, man. I said you make him your number 2 because of the potential he has. At this point, I don't even care. I'm going to be honest with you. Whether he's number 2, whether it's number 3, I really don't even care no more. I'm tired of talking about Trey Lance and Dak Prescott and all them, but I'm just tired of talking about Trey Lance, and I personally don't care where he ends up. If he ends up as a 3rd, that's fine. Ends up 2, that's fine. They end up cutting him, whatever. I'm just over that thing now. And then Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. I made this tweet just a minute ago. 2018, Dallas beat the Seattle Seahawks, was feeling good. Really should have beat them Rams, but that defense got ran through. Malik Collins, Antoine Woods, we had injuries. They got killed. We saw that. Going into 2019, Jason Garrett was on his last year of his deal, lame duck status. Ezekiel Elliott, the infamous Cowboy holdout, held out till almost the first week of the season, got his deal, was the highest paid running back in the league. Proceeded to rush for about 1,300 yards. Dallas missed the playoffs. Garrett was not retained. Mike McCarthy came in. So Garrett was in a lame duck season. Just like Mike McCarthy is in a lame duck season. And now you got CeeDee Lamb holding out right before week 1. They're saying that he's going to get signed before week 1, or him and Dak Prescott getting signed before week 1. I personally don't believe that. Let me see the Cowboys sign 2 mega deals in 1 week. Let me see that. I ain't never seen the Cowboys do nothing like that. So one may get signed. I don't know who. One may get signed. I'm leaning towards CD. I still just don't think they're going to sign Dak. I don't know why, but I just feel like they're not. But they could. But I ain't holding my breath. And I'm still going down in flames, saying that I just don't love him. And, yeah, the numbers, the agent, you already know all this. But I just feel like, you know what, Dak ain't playing around with y'all no more. And he's just like, this is what it's going to be. And I just feel like the organization's still like, yeah, we love you, but we don't love you. We don't know if we love you that much. We love you, but we don't know if we want to commit that much money to you again in the next 4 years, and we ain't won nothing with you. That's what I think. That's what I've been saying for years. And I'm just not going away from it. If it happens, they sign Dak Prescott, that's fine. But that still ain't changing my thoughts how they feel about him. I'm just not going. I just don't believe it. And I don't care if they sign him or whatever they do. I'm not believing it. And you can tell me, oh, if they ain't loving, they ain't signing him. If you also feel like you ain't really got no options like they ain't have in 2020 when they franchised him, and they ain't really have no options going forward, you will sign people you say you really don't love. So we'll see. One last note. My dog Julius Wood talked to his pops a couple of days ago. We had a long, great talk. It was great talking to him. Again, we're just talking about Julius, Little League, high school, just everything. And what'd he do again? Got a tip pass, interception, had a big tackle. I think he may have lost his way on one of the coverage, may have a blown coverage. I don't know if that was on him. Hope it wasn't. But he did everything he's supposed to do in this preseason. In training camp, preseason, 2 interceptions, had like 7 tackles in the preseason, 7 or 8 tackles in the preseason. I don't know what more this man can do. They did it with last year. Isaiah Lamb was the darling of the preseason. Everybody was like, don't cut him, because if you cut him, he's going to get picked up. They tried it. They cut him, and Indianapolis picked him right up immediately. I believe this is going to happen with Julius. Y'all going to try to cut him and think he's going to escape through waivers. And like I told you, he already had like 15 teams talking to him. Me and his pops was talking. He already had teams talking to him like, if you don't get drafted, we hollering at you. Dallas just came quicker. And if you think those teams who wanted him before, and now he turned up in the preseason and he got the size, the 6'1", 6'2", it's over 200 pounds, everything you need, can cover, comes downhill. Only thing that hurt him was his pro day, because I think he ran like a 4.6 on his pro day. That's what hurt him. The speed. But they're going to see right there the playmaking ability. He ain't making it through waivers, in my opinion. Don't make this mistake, Dallas Cowboys. You're one short on the corner with Bland. You're talking about you ain't going out there to get nobody. I made the 53-man roster like a few weeks ago, and I said move Israel Mukamu down the corner. And this was before Bland got hurt. I said move him down the corner and keep Woods at safety. You got your 4 safeties we already know about. You need to add Woods at that 5th safety and don't play around and try to let him get through waivers. And move Mukamu down the corner, because Mukamu can play corner, because he showed he could play corner when we was talking about that Washington game and playoffs when he was playing the slot corner. And he played in college too. So it's not like it's foreign to him. That's the move you need to make. And I don't think this is the move y'all need to make by trying to cut Julius and saying, oh, well, we're going to pick you back up if you make it through waivers. Not making it through waivers. Not making it through waivers. Make a mistake. And guess what? Israel Mukamu was drafted in 2021, right? So 21, 22, 23, 24. This is last year on his deal. They're not re-signing Israel Mukamu. No, they're not. They ain't signing him. They ain't not. I bet you they don't re-sign him. If they do, it'd be dirt cheap. He's going to try to get a job somewhere else. So why would you cut Julius Woods, who's a dog, who you can have 4 years undrafted, and you're going to keep a drafted player who, I get it, keep him. Keep him this year, but put him at corner. You're not keeping him beyond that. So why would you cut Julius, who you can keep longer and who has upside and everything you want in that position, and to keep Mukamu at corner, at safety, and he's not going to be here next year. Think about it, Cowboys. Do the right thing. Like Spike Lee said, do the right thing and make the right move. And don't try to play the cut game with Julius. You're going to make the biggest mistake, because me and his dad already talked about it and already said if Dallas cut him, he's going to make everybody pay. Big Game James. I'm out. Peace.